17 seconds to go. Bulls by 3.
They had a foul away, so it'll be sideline out of bounds. Now the important thing is Philadelphia's going to foul immediately. Get the ball in the hands of a good free throw shooter. Look for the Bulls to try to bust out his stack and throw the ball over the back to Michael Jordan, all the way over the top. They'd like for him to catch the ball if possible. He's going to throw it to the other side. Right there it is. Got to foul him. The clock's going to wind out and the game's going to be over.
Hawkins looked to the bench. The coach said foul. He did. 12:48 remaining in the game. Chicago up by 3. And Michael Jordan at the free throw line. And Hersey Hawkins fouls out on that play.
A gutty effort, though, by Hersey Hawkins. You see the bandage on his leg. The easiest thing to do, you're guarding a guy like Michael Jordan, is to say, hey, I just can't go, coach. And he didn't. He stayed out there and he battled. And you got to give him a lot of credit.
Hit the big 3 to pull to within 1 point. There's that familiar chant at Chicago Stadium.
Andre Turner in the lineup replacing Hersey Hawkins.
After an 18-point first quarter, Charles Barkley now has 30, so 12 the rest of the ball game. Armand Gilliams had a big night, 21 points.
Jordan now with 18 rebounds. Bulls by 4.
It looks like it's going to be to the Eastern Conference Finals 3 straight years now for these Chicago Bulls, twice eliminated by the Detroit Pistons. 4 games to 2, then 4 games to 3. They now have the home court advantage, and we'll wait for the winner of the the Boston-Detroit series.
Philadelphia gets a timeout with just under 13 seconds to go. The Bulls allowed the Sixers to hang around, and the Sixers tied it at 92. But then Michael Jordan went to work and scored the last 10 points for Chicago, making the last 12 with those free throws. So the Bulls are going to advance, and they are certainly happy at Chicago Stadium. The Philadelphia 76ers, a team in trouble.
Well, the thing about it is, I will give Philadelphia credit. I thought in the first half their defense was very porous. They didn't do anything to stop the drive. Scottie Pippen, 24 first half points. He has 28 points now in the ball game. He did get in foul trouble. You see Hersey Hawkins with the 3. Scottie Pippen did get in foul trouble, but they're not giving them end-to-end line drive. Now, this is the foul I thought Armand Gilliams should have taken. Here goes Michael to the basket, and he just sort of ushers him in there. Doesn't even really jump. You've got to grab Michael Jordan and say, you're going to make 2 free throws. I cannot give you a layup at this point in the ball game.
Armand Gilliam expressing the feelings, I'm sure, of these 76ers. They were eliminated last year by Chicago in the Eastern Conference semifinals, 4 games to 1, and they are about to be eliminated here, 4 games to 1. 1 year later, 195. The score in the second half has been a Philadelphia kind of score. Remember, the game they did win at Philadelphia was 99-97. So here we have a 195 game.
In the first quarter, when it was a very scattered game and the pace was in favor of Chicago, I made the statement, in order for Philadelphia to win in here, the game had to be about 103, 104 points. They've brought it back, and they've had some opportunities. They've just missed some shots.
Barkley, Ricky Green, Andre Turner, Gilliam, and Ron Green on the floor. You see the situation with the timeouts. No teams have fouls to give now.
Well, see if they try to penetrate. Maybe a Barkley penetrate to the basket and try to kick out to a 3-point shooter. You've got 3 3-point shooters on the floor. See if they get the ball to Barkley, let him drive it to the basket, and spot up a 3-point shooter.
There's Barkley. He'll take the 3. He doesn't get it. Jordan, 19 rebounds. And this game is over. The Sixers are eliminated. The Bulls advance to the Eastern Conference Championship Series, 100-95. Pippen. Scottie Pippen is going to come over and join us at the table. Scottie Pippen was the man in the first half who lit it up. He was held down in the second half thanks to 4 fouls on him. But Scottie Pippen was the man who set the tone for this game, and I think more than anybody else has announced that the Chicago Bulls have reached the maturity to advance and compete for the NBA championship, because this is no longer simply a Michael Jordan basketball team. As Phil Jackson told me just before the game, Scottie Pippen, the single difference in this Chicago team in the playoffs this year from last year is the fact that you can take the ball and create offense and dominate a game offensively enough to cause all kinds of problems. How did you feel when you were in that zone in the first half and were at one point 9 out of 9 from the floor?
Well, I felt real good. My rhythm was real down, real nice. I was able to drive to the basket and get the stuff. And, you know, everything was real working for me real well. The guys were setting picks, and, I mean, it opened up the game for us, basically.
Here's the guy who coached you when you were first into the league, and we've seen a great deal of change in your game, improvement in your game, and maturity. Doug, what about the fact of the distance this young man's traveled?
Well, you know, I always felt Scottie Pippen was a big game player. I remember Game 5, I did not tell him he was going to start the game, the deciding game against Cleveland. In here, my second year coaching, Scottie was a rookie, had 26 points in the final game. So the one difference I see, Scottie, is, you know, you're taking the ball to the basket with such authority, but you're confident shooting that outside jump shot. You see teams going to make a change and try to trap you to prevent you from getting that easy shot?
Well, yeah, definitely. You know, I felt like that was the weak point of my game going into this season was my jump shot. And I feel like once I get that open up for me, it will make a big difference for me.
You know, the one thing that you do so well, Scottie, there's so many things out there, but when you rebound the basketball and you can turn and push it out, you give your team such an advantage. Paxson can now run out and be a shooter. Michael can get out, and it creates all kinds of problems.
Well, yeah, I think that made us a major threat in this series because Barkley not able to hold me and guard me the full court. So it made a big difference with the court wide open, and I was able to create for myself and also for my teammates.
What about this rest now? You got Boston and Detroit probably in a 7-game series. You guys might not play for 7 or 8 days. How will that affect you guys?
Well, I hope it doesn't affect us, but I can see going into Game 1, our timing will be off. Hopefully, you know, we can get some practice in and stay together as a team and keep everybody healthy over these hard practice days. But I see us coming back and trying to get ourselves back on track.
Scottie, one final question. This is the question that always gets asked for the people who get there first. Detroit or Boston, you feel you have a better shot against one team or the other?
Well, I feel like we have a better shot against Boston. Not to be saying that they're a weak team, but they're a veteran team. But I think our guys are a lot younger. Our legs are younger, and we can run them. Detroit as a team is going to step their game up. I expect them to come back and win the series, though.
Scottie Pippen, offensive star, defensive star on the All-NBA second-team defense again this year. Congratulations to you and the Bulls in the Eastern Conference Championship Series.
Thanks a lot.
Congratulations,
Scottie Pippen, who really lit it up in the first half of play. The Bulls advance, and now let's go to Ron Thulin and Jack Gibbons. They're standing by at the Forum in Los Angeles. Thank you very